I was in second grade the first time I felt compelled to stand up for somebody that was different than me. I remember hearing that a kid had made fun of one of my best friends who was Taiwanese. And I remember so vividly racing across the blacktop, weaving in and out of kids that were playing foursquare and jumping rope just to get up to this kid and to tell him to stop. I felt really good. I felt proud to stand up for her. I couldn't believe that someone would make fun of somebody else for their nationality or their race. It was just my first glimpse into the world that we live in. I've always felt different. I think that's why, since I was a kid, I've literally felt like my chest is bursting with compassion for other people. My mom and dad always taught me to treat people the way that I wish to be treated, and that's how I live my life. It's who I am. And I always wish, from when I was a young girl, that when people found out that I was different, that they would still be nice to me. You can't see my difference when you look at me. You can't see when you look at me that I'm married to a woman, that I spent much of my adolescence talking myself into believing that I was worth it enough to live, even though I was gay. Scattering sunshine is my life's passion, and I do it every day, and I feel so fortunate to be able to influence young people and help them feel more positively about themselves. I do it on a daily basis, whether it's just saying hello to somebody, remembering what somebody said, or just being a friend, a listening ear. I watched my son eat ice cream for the first time on a strangely warm November day. It happened to be the day after the election, and I remember sitting there with him, and I felt really discouraged. I was discouraged about how divided our country was at that time. And as I watched him, I thought about everything that was going on in the world. In my life, I've never seen racial tensions so strong, religious groups targeted, LGBT people facing inequality daily, and political groups so divided. So I sat there watching my son with chocolate all over his face. It was the epitome of childhood innocence. And I was taken back by the sun as it was hitting my face. And it was this very literal reminder that it was time to refocus, that there was no time to sulk or wonder what kind of world our son would grow up in. It was time to get to work, scattering sunshine. We live in a time right now where being politically correct is often looked down upon or even laughed at. Somewhere along the line, our opinion has become one of the only things that we can hear, and we fight against the opposition, not knowing or thinking about the damages that we may be creating. We hear from a mother that has just lost her son, and she tells us that Black lives matter. And instead of embracing her, we fight against her. What if we reframe our judgments towards each other and change those into genuine acts of understanding or trying to understand someone else's view? Being politically correct is not about being right or agreeing with somebody or having the loudest voice. It's about being able to put yourself in someone else's shoes and understand their experiences. You may still disagree, but you're able to do so with compassion and respect. I think a better way to put it, instead of politically correct, is compassionately correct. I think right now, more than ever, we have a human obligation to be compassionately correct to each other, to our brothers and sisters. We have a human obligation to scatter sunshine, to simply be nice to other people, to smile at them, to say hello. We can do this together, and in fact, we can only do this together. I used to want to be the change that I wish to see in the world, but I realized that I'm just one woman in one place. So I try to do small acts with great love, and I do so on a daily basis at a grassroots level. And I do this by scattering sunshine and trying to get other people to join me. So when you're walking across the sidewalk, wherever you're at, put your phone down. Look at the person that's passing you. Look that person in the eye and say hello. What if you did this and they really knew that you meant it? What if when you were having a conversation with somebody, you remember what they said? Remembering matters. What if, when someone's crying, you extend your arm to them and you put it around them so that you know that you're there for them, they know that they're not alone. Scattering sunshine isn't always pretty or happy. I believe right now we're at a crossroads, right now in this moment, and we have to band together to reach across to people that don't look like us, that don't believe in the same things as we do, and maybe don't act the same way. We have a responsibility to reach out to other people. I'm gonna always be the person that races across the blacktop to stand up for somebody that's different than me. And I hope that you will join me in scattering sunshine as well. Just imagine what we could do and how far we could reach with our sunshine rays. Thank you.